Gentleman reserves. Gentleman from Alabama is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 3 minutes to my friend from another border state, Texas, Mr. Roy.
Mr. Roy is recognized.
I thank my friend from Alabama. The gentlelady's right in part. And we're here for two reasons. Yeah, this bill will not become law. There's no question about that. And it will not become law for two reasons. The first reason is that our Democratic colleagues refuse to address the crisis at the border and in fact want to perpetuate it, encourage it, and cause more of it. The second reason it's not going to become law is because Republicans continue to campaign on securing the border and then refuse to use any leverage to actually secure the border. That's the reason. Those two reasons right there. That's why this will not become law. Let's be very clear with what we're dealing here right now. We know the numbers. We can talk about the numbers, the 7 million that have been released into the country, the 2 million plus gotaways, the extent to which we've had 1,000 pounds of fentanyl pouring across our border every month for the last 6 months, the 24,000 Chinese nationals, 85% of whom are adult, single individuals that have come across this border since October 1, which is more than the entirety of fiscal year 23. And certainly more than the 381 in the last year that the policies of President Trump were in place. The reality is we are being put in danger. The American people are getting killed. Laken Riley is dead because of the policies of the Biden administration, specifically the parole policies that release people into our country to kill Americans. That is what has been happening. And yet we're going to do nothing about it. We have legislation right now that would fix the problem in significant part. H.R. 2, we passed it a year ago. It is a great bill. I support the bill. I support what's in it. It changes the policies. Frankly, policies that President Obama and Jay Johnson asked us to change, like TVPRA and Flores. It changes the policies of abuse of parole and asylum by this administration. We should get it signed into law. But the only way to force Democrats to do it is to use leverage. And we're not going to. Despite the fact that the Speaker of the House repeatedly has said in January at the border, a trip I didn't take because I knew full well what would happen. It would be a show trip. And that's exactly the truth. If President Biden wants a supplemental spending bill focused on national security, it better begin with defending America's national security. We wanted to get the border closed and secured first. He said in a letter in December, supplemental Ukraine funding is dependent upon enactment of transformative change to our nation's border security laws. Well, here we are today with a sham vote. And let me be very clear. The people saying that we stopped H.R. 2 in the Rules Committee and didn't allow it to get connected to or get it to allow to be attached to the Ukraine bill, they are lying. That is not true. It was a separate rule, a separate vote designed as cover for Republicans to try to vote for a Ukraine funding bill without securing the border of the United States. And yes, I do agree with that point. That's the truth. I yield back.